In this video, we will talk about the ways you can build your habits. The first way is by making the habit seem obvious. By obvious, I mean setting up the cues and triggers which will make you engage in the habit, and it will act as a reminder as well, making it easier to notice and initiate it in the first place. For example, if you struggle to start with the habit of studying, just keep the book lying open on the desk, and when your eyes would fall on it, you'd automatically start studying. In this way, you strategically set up the cue, which is the open book, which caused the response in you, making you start studying without even being aware of the fact that you're studying. The second way is to make the habit seem more attractive. By this, I mean associating a reward with the habits you're trying to get consistent with, your why for the habits you're doing. For me, my why has been to attract a potential mate which has gotten me through anyhow in my life. This has been the biggest driving force for me and the reason why most of my habits are surviving, because as a man, a primal and biological purpose is to find a mate, and by directing this primal energy in persisting through the boring habits has been now easier to maintain. Some people may condemn me for this, but as a man, I just don't care. Nothing works better than this, and if you are serious for the results you want through your habits, you might consider my approach. Just remember, with a habit you really want to get consistent with, figure out a way in which you can increase the reward or associate it with a reward that doing this particular habit will get you something else in the future. The third way is to make the habit easy to begin with. When starting out, keep it simple. As a newbie, if you want to start getting fit, avoid overwhelming yourself with hour-long workouts, and just think to yourself that because you're new in going to gym, you're not gonna lose anything if you just work out for like 10-15 minutes every 2-3 ways a week. The point here is to make you more consistent, not to make you have gains, by making it easy when you're starting out new habits like this one, and slowly adding in the later parts once you're consistent. Just go and do one exercise like bicep curls and just do it for like 3 sets of 5 kg maybe, and absolutely destroy yourself in doing the sets, still failure, feeling as if your bicep is going to cramp and explode, and fighting the urge of not letting the dumbbell lower by itself. And of course, you won't make any good gain or progress with just a 10 minute of workout, but if you're not even consistent with the habit you're trying to get into, you won't even make gains anyway. By making the bar of success easier, you will no doubt get involved in doing the habits because it's easy at first, which makes you more consistent and stick to it for a long term. The fourth and the final thing you do is to set the habits and make it satisfying. For example, when I do a tough workout and then I finish it, I just force my brain to say nice and positive thoughts about it, that yeah, I did persevere through the tough workout, that yeah, well done, feeling happy about myself, and then I just can't wait to do it again. This way, I just made the habit seem more satisfying by being proud of what I've done and feeling happy. And by this, I'm also increasing the self esteem of myself. But the second way, also, we could do an approach is by making the habit pleasant, and you can keep certain kinds of habits which feel good. Not even some habits feel satisfying and some habits feel good. This, for example, I'm taking stretching. There are some stretching which is just annoying, like balancing on one foot and turning yourself into a wheel. But some stretches just genuinely feel good when it stretches that, like, that tight part. That what do you call it? What is the name? Just that inflexible part of yourself, and when it feels stretchy, it just feels so relaxed that the tension has been released. And this way, by keeping that particular habit that you enjoy, you're of course going to engage in it regularly. And before choosing the favorite, you gotta of course try all the stretches out one by one and going through the sorting period. But once done, the habit you wanna get consistent with becomes consistent. So let me show you how it will work with a habit if all of it, the points I've mentioned were to be applied. To make stretching seem obvious, I'll keep the yoga mat out on the floor before I even do stretches on it. In this way, I'll focus on doing the task rather than finding the mat, unwrapping, and then placing it in the floor, which is really bothersome. And then I'll remind myself that if I do this habit, I'll get a reward of the compliments of the females that wow, I'm so flexible. And it sounds cringe, of course, but my god, it works. And then I'll begin doing the easy stretches, which feels satisfying to do. This way, I'm setting myself up to make the habit consistent in my life till the habit I do is auto-generated and becomes habitual of me without the need of focusing on other things like making it seem obvious and other like making it all those of sins. So in this video, we have finished covering upon how you set the habits which last for long term. In the next one, we'll talk about how you break the older ones.